Hi there Libra, thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 17th of March. Late last week there was a full moon in the sign of Virgo, which in your case is your 12th solar house, but it did link in with Mars in your sign and also the North Node, which is conjoining with Mars at the current time. So what's the significance of this? Well, it suggests when it comes to your professional situation, your work or your health, it is going to be important to take the initiative. Listen to your hunches and make the first move. Don't be passive in your approach to life this week. Mercury also relocates on Monday back into Pisces, where it was in the first 2 weeks of February. You may have a sense that things are being repeated somewhat, particularly towards the end of this week when Mercury goes alongside Neptune. If you do work in a caring profession or any area where you help others and provide a service, you could really flourish under the auspices of this particular influence. But equally, it could see your physical energy be drained if you're spreading yourself too thin. And so one of the things that the full moon is asking you to continue to revisit this week is your awareness to your obligations and the fact that you can be a giver. And Mars is asking you to be a bit more selfish. Not very selfish, but find a better balance. Because you are a naturally deferential zodiac sign, with a real sensitivity generally to the needs of other people, sometimes you can get caught up in living their agenda out rather than being much more preoccupied with your needs. And I'm just encouraging you really to not be selfish, but just get a few things back in kilter, where maybe the balance has slipped too much to being a people pleaser and you're not focusing enough on your own needs, and that may be leading to your physical vitality being affected, and that can become more obvious as this week draws to a close. However, it needn't be all work and no play, and despite the fact that Mercury has moved out of a joyful, fun part of your scope, Venus hasn't, and it continues in the most romantic area, but it is also continuing to angle up brilliantly with Uranus. So a surprise date or connection is possible, but it may not happen in the kind of place that you would normally expect. It could happen in the most ordinary of locations. So stay attuned in the supermarket queue or at the bus stop, or if you're waiting to catch a train, you could just have a spark with someone. However, this is also a week where there is a complex T-square that's continuing between Jupiter, Pluto and Uranus. This essentially is trying to balance up your desire for something bigger and better in your future with how this impacts on the other part of your nature, which does like peaceful relationships. And maybe, as I said before, you need to cut up a little bit rougher in terms of revisiting your own needs, even if you find it quite hard to do. Now, the sun's going to start to give you extra help around this from Thursday. It moves into Aries, and this is the start of the astral new year. But it also not only refocuses your relationship hopes, desires, and attitudes, it also gives you a spurt when it comes to competitiveness and seeing off rivals. And I think at the current time, it would be a good thing with Mars and the North Node combining in Libra that you do stay resolutely mindful of your own needs. So even if you're looking to cooperate, it needs to be on a quid pro quo basis. In other words, linking with people who respect you, acknowledge you, even if they bring different things to your life and you bring different things to their life. So if a relationship isn't great, professionally, personally, or even romantically, I do think you're going to start to think about it much more carefully as this week draws to a close, particularly if one situation just continues to drain you out. Thank you for joining me, good luck, and goodbye for now.